Traditionally, teachers have been expected to maintain a somewhat robotic demeanor, refraining from sharing personal information with their students. This practice has always perplexed me, says Judith Murphy, a part-time teacher in Scotland. Murphy asserts, while it's essential for teachers to uphold professionalism, I've always viewed it in the context of teaching practices and a code of conduct. I don't subscribe to the notion that professionalism requires concealing one's identity as a woman, avoiding discussions about menstruation, or refraining from expressing grief. Throughout most of her career, Murphy encountered discouragement when attempting to share personal experiences in the classroom. She faced discipline for mentioning period pain to a class and was advised against bringing her grief over her brother-in-law's cancer into the classroom. However, times have changed. Today, Murphy embraces transparency with her students, especially when discussing the impacts of menopause. I believe that if a student asks a question, it should be answered openly and honestly, she insists. While many educators may hesitate to adopt such openness, Murphy contends that societal perceptions contribute to this reluctance. There is a long-standing belief among students that teachers exist solely within the confines of the classroom, devoid of personal lives. This perception is evident when young children express surprise upon encountering a teacher outside the school environment. Nevertheless, teachers do lead lives beyond the school gates, navigating personal challenges such as grief, illness, or relationship issues. Conversely, they may experience moments of joy, such as discovering new passions, getting married, or starting families. The question then arises, how much of these personal experiences should be shared with students, and to what extent is it permissible? While there is no statutory requirement prohibiting the sharing of personal details, guidance from the Department for Education in 2021 emphasizes that staff must act appropriately in terms of behavior, express views cautiously, particularly political views, and avoid using school resources for partisan purposes. Despite potential hesitations, educators like John Newton, Gemma Clark, Ben Thomas, and Sarah Smith share parts of their personal lives with students and express no regrets. Newton, during his tenure as a head teacher, openly discussed his homosexuality. Clark, who is dyslexic, shares her experience with her students. Thomas, living with stage 4 bowel cancer, is open about his health, and Smith discusses personal health experiences, including undergoing a smear test, with her class. These educators were not always open about their personal lives, having initially faced warnings or embarrassment. However, they assert that being more transparent has made them happier at school and, importantly, better teachers. Newton reflects on his experience, stating, "When I made the decision to come out to everybody, I truly felt that I was my authentic self at school. I was far more successful as a leader because of it." For Clark, discussing her dyslexia has improved her relationship with students, making her more approachable. She believes this encourages students to be open about their needs, creating a more supportive learning environment. Thomas and Smith, open about their health experiences, have found that sharing personal struggles has led to important conversations with students. Thomas, diagnosed with cancer, used his experience to teach students about the importance of seeking medical attention early. Smith, after initially feeling uncomfortable discussing a smear test, later decided to have an open and honest conversation with her class. She believes that pushing boundaries on such topics is necessary, stating, "Ultimately, this is a procedure that could save lives." While these teachers advocate for open conversations, they acknowledge that comfort levels vary. Smith emphasizes that it's individualized, stating, "I've got colleagues who would not want to have those conversations at all, and that's just who they are." Respecting teacher privacy, Newton notes, teachers have a right to privacy. However, I would also say, don't forget that we're not just there to impart learning, we are there to reflect the fullness of society and humanity to these children. Clark echoes this sentiment, asserting that if teachers are comfortable sharing personal details, it benefits students by exposing them to diverse perspectives and life experiences. She concludes, it helps them to know it's okay to be who you are, everyone is different, everyone experiences all sorts of things, and that's fine.